That's right. It was another Missouri win, another ranked Missouri win, another win when Missouri won close game. There's something like 7-1 in games decided by less than 5 points. Another game dominated by Mark Mitchell and T.O. Barrett with a huge game by Trent Burns. A sentence I don't think anyone would have expected me to say through most of the season. But these are interesting times we now officially live in. What a game. What a kind of disgusting game. But actually, I want to give it to the refs. While they did not like calling things, at least they were consistent. And this game was just a battle. It was a battle for the whole game. So thank you for that. But that was just an ugly game. And here's the thing that I love to see. Missouri has won ugly games. Missouri has won fast games. Missouri has one left. Missouri has one right. What I'm saying is what I am continuing to really love about this team is that they can win when the three's not hitting. They can win when they're not getting rebounds. They can win just because they are a tough ass team. Mike, what's your initial thoughts coming off that win?
Yeah, it was sloppy. It was beautiful. It was head scratching. Um, can't think of any other corny phrases for it. But yeah, almost like a typical Mizzou first half of like 6 minutes of dog shit basketball, followed by 13 minutes of some really good basketball, followed by a minute of we might have to take this dog out back behind the shed of basketball, and then followed by 5 minutes of
T.O. carry us to the end of the game.
yeah,
There was literally a 5-minute stretch where it felt like T.O. just scored every basket.
yeah. Which that's
Doing
what
the
I
same
mean.
thing.
Like that's almost what you want in a point guard. Like
Mhm.
let him control the offense, let him dictate if we're gonna burn 10, 15, 25 seconds off the shot clock or no, like I'm gonna go. It's there. Um,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
but yeah, just
And
like the ebbs and flows. Like
mhm.
that's I think Sunvold said it's like a I forgot he had a funny way of phrasing it, but it was like a
He
hot
has
and it's
great ways
cold.
of he has a great way of
It's
phrasing things.
hot and it's cold, and then the blanket statement about Mizzou free throws. Like I think they're just bad. Um, and then obviously Cruz goes into the game and knock those two down to win it
Hey,
basically.
big ups to
So
Cruz.
yeah, I mean those are big um, um,
I
March
just
Madness.
can't believe like he hasn't hit a 3 in like 4 games.
Yeah,
He's
wild.
been playing bad, but here's what I appreciated. When he's in, he still plays hard. Like he's Cruz will dive in for rebounds constantly. He gets in there, he mucks it up. He so he's playing hard. He is physically challenged when it comes to defense, but he plays hard. Comes in the game, and I feel like a lot of the times this doesn't work out. I feel like a lot of times I bring the guys good at free throws, and it's the end of the game, and they kind of choke it because they haven't shot it. So he has not been shooting well. Hasn't hit a shot in forever. Comes in and hits 4 massive free throws. Like big shout out to Jacob Cruz. I also don't want to imagine the timeline where he missed those. That would that would have been I don't know if he would have made it to the next game.
No, he'd have to go to Serbia or wherever he's going to play next year. Just direct flight, Icelandic Air, straight to Reykjavik, and just leave his ass there.
But he did him. He hit him. Some crazy developments in this game. One, okay, I want to take us back to the beginning of the season. I think it was Curtis who brought up 2 things that he was nervous about. He said, one, at the end of the game, who you giving the ball to? Who's scoring?
Yeah,
And one, it feels like Mark Mitchell is hitting some clutch shots. Two, that question is kind of still up in the air, but Tio has shown clutch end of the game moves here. He can go in, he can score. Mark Mitchell can go in, they can score. And you have 2 guys right now who for sure can do it outside of just who has a hot hand that day. But it feels like we have 2 guys who can score when it really, really matters. And boy, do I love seeing Mark Mitchell hit his stride right now at the end of the season like this. Tio's hitting his stride right now at the end of the season. Let's see. Two, Curtis said, I don't know if this team can really hunker down and guard when it needs a possession on the line. When you win 7 games, when you're 7 out of 1 in games decided by less than 5 points, it means you can lock down defend when you absolutely have to. It means when it really, really matters, you're doing what it takes to win. So both those things I think are, once again, when you're talking about NCAA tournament games, super high pressure, a lot of them come down to the last possession. Amazing. Two, a lot of ranked wins. Missouri keeps beating tournament teams, and eventually, if you beat enough tournament teams, you're just kind of a tournament team. That's just how it works, right? So they're there. But
They're there.
talk about some weird up and down. So we have Taylor Edmonds, 9.689. T.O. feels like an old school college basketball player, guy who gets better every year and gets a job at Veterans United after he graduates with a general studies degree. I don't know,
Well,
Taylor, because there was some whispers of T.O. being one of the actually most likely NBA players from this roster. I'm not joking. There were some scouts who said that because he's
he's
actually pretty
physical
gifted
enough.
athletically, defensively, and he
Yeah,
has good vision.
yeah.
If
I don't
he
know.
can get yeah, no, he has good vision.
I,
He still makes mistakes as he's a sophomore, but if you're talking about someone who
yeah.
could be a very solid backup point guard in the NBA, like that is a potential path for him. I'm not saying it's likely. Getting the NBA is very difficult, but I don't think he's like athletically challenged. I
No,
think it's
no, no.
just
He's
like
not.
he's just to get there. I mean, having that strong of a frame is like legitimate. But also Tio's what's great about Tio is that he might be able to get to the NBA. He is going to play here for 4 years. And
Yes.
I have these scouts in the room for us right now. Ian, I can only say, or sorry, Submax 93. I can only say what has been popped through the rumor mill of the message boards by staff. This isn't like some rando. This is like both Rock M and Power Mizzou had reports of, hey, Tio is like actually like measurables wise, he can get there. I'm not saying he will because it's really hard, but like when you're talking about some fringe guys who might work their way in, who knows? Um, but what I'm trying to say is, what's great is that he will play here for 4 years, and what I always like think is like, what is senior Tio Barrett going to be like if this is sophomore Tio Barrett?
Yeah,
Now,
he will.
what do you think? What do you think, Mike?
I don't know
He,
who's obviously going to stick around, but he would be what we all thought Ann was going to be.
yeah. And I think he'd be the type of player that by his senior year, other fans of other teams will go, I hate seeing this guy.
Yeah,
I hate this guy.
I would
He's
hate playing against him. Just him
he beats on
being
our guys.
constantly physical.
He's annoying. He hits
Yeah,
these ridiculous ass shots. Like I would
yeah,
absolutely hate playing against him and seeing him again and again as an opposing team's fan.
yeah. There's
Got the second Power Mizzou puts up their oh, there it is. No, that's not it yet. Let me see if I can find a
real,
final one.
real quick. Shout out Tedman's Portland State. I cannot wait for you guys to go in at the 14. Hopefully, match up with KU at the 3 in an upset. I can feel
Ooh,
it. I can feel
wow.
it. Also, Veterans United, they got wrapped up. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar with some RESPA violations. So I don't know. Everyone, Veterans United shares the same building as us, and everybody who works there looks the same. I have nothing against it. It's just an observation I've had for a while. Um, but yeah, they're getting wrapped up in a RESPA lawsuit. So stay tuned. I'll update you guys over the summer. Um,
Here's so for some reason they only posted the uh the Mizzou side of the box score. So I'll try to find the other half here soon. This box score is insane. Tio at 28 points, Mark Mitchell at 23, no one else above 8.
that's the way we want it. That's
What a goof
exactly the way we
what a
draw it up every
goofy ass
time.
box score.
But that's like almost the norm. Like I don't expect. I feel like Stone is. I don't want to say peaked a few games ago, but
He did not have it today. It was wild. And he had open shots. So for one,
his
I'm
quick pop release, like that, he almost always wants that. Like he wants
mhm.
that full speed pop shoot, where it's like the opposite of Cruz, where Cruz wants the double screen, or he's going to park his ass in the corner,
Mhm.
dribble, drive, dish.
Yep.
But yeah,
Some crazy stats here. 23 points off turnovers, which if I remember correctly from in game, Tennessee only had like 8. 8 second chance points, fast break points 15. Um, yeah, just wild stuff. Like T.O. Barrett didn't take a 3, love it. Was 4 or 6 from free throw, shot 17 times and earned it and made 12 shots. Mark Mitchell shot 13 times, made 8 shots. In a game where the refs were not really calling fouls ever, um, he played through a lot of crap and still scored. So good on him. Another version of this game, Tio and Mark each shoot like 12 free throws, but then Tio have also fouled out. Stone, yeah. I mean, here, before we go into player by player, I like to do more of a game summary. What a wild fact that Missouri didn't hit shot 10 3-pointers, didn't hit a single one, and was only down by like 3 at half.
our
Like,
defense really stepped up.
mhm.
Like we were getting to the basket. That I think that's our defense at the end of the day was I don't want to say complete game changer. We obviously went on some nice scoring runs, but
I mean, Nate Emmett, who's been scoring on everybody left and right, could not get a basket on Mizzou.
yeah,
Like, just really good defense, really good scouting, really good defense on who you needed to play defense on. I didn't know Tennessee had basically 2 guys who can't do anything with the ball, but just rebound really well. Uh, but they had a couple guys in there who are complete duds offensively, but man, could they get a rebound. And then, so my thought going into the half was, if Mizzou just starts hitting threes at an average rate, we win this game. Because Tennessee was hitting threes and was only up by 3. And then lo
yeah,
and behold, Trent Pierce gets a couple to go in. Ant hits some, which we'll get to Ant here in a second. And Missouri takes a lead by halfway through the second half and then wins the game. Mike, do you remember what you texted me about 4 minutes into the game?
we're fucked.
You said this
It,
game's over when Mizzou was down 12-2. And I went, boy, there's a lot of game left.
there's
Uh
also the range. There's also the range of outcomes that
we were
the wheels. Believe me,
but this
I
team doesn't let the wheels really come off. Not since the team came back together. Not since the crew, like ever since everything's back together. They haven't really let a game get away from them. They'll have bad moments, but like the
yeah,
game won't just disappear from their hands. Um, and then the
not
game just
yeah,
ended with strong scoring, good defense, hit the free throws needed to hit, won the game.
yeah.
Never really let Tennessee get in a flow.
I didn't want to jinx it, but I took Mizzou right before tip.
Mm,
Plus 160, I thought was way too high.
powerful. But just, another ranked win. Like, it's crazy. This team's gonna get to the tournament as long as they don't just like blow every single
Yeah,
game by
I
20
still,
from here on out.
yeah, they're gonna get in. I think I
Their
don't.
their resume is just so much better than every other. Like they flash to the bubble teams. I'm like, who? Like even Sunvold was like, yeah, Mizzou's way better than these teams. Like,
Yeah, I think I think there's some bias from our boy Sonny, friend of the show. But yeah, I think we fit in perfect at that at maybe a 10. I don't know, or well, yeah, I'm not
mm,
gonna get into the semantics of when they're actually picking, but I see us right in at that 11,
mm,
um, and I just don't want to see a slow start. Like that's my thing. I don't care who we play. I don't care if it's mid major or if it's not. I just don't want to see a slow start
mm.
when the stakes are that high.
So let's get player by player here. Tio, we've already kind of talked about, amazing player. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. At the beginning of the season, I said Tio's primed for a breakout year. And I said Trent Burns is, I think, going to be something. And I was right on both. On both. I'll take my victory lap on that. But Tio just unstoppable. He still forces it a lot, but I think there's a level of he kind of has to force it. Like you have to be okay with the mistakes because what you're getting on besides that is really important. Bad night to be the two. We have a commenter. Bad night to be the two Tennessee fans coming up for my wedding on Saturday. Trent Pierce, tough game, but he still played well. He hit two. His 3-pointer started falling when it really mattered. 6 points. He had one of the most bullshit calls called on him the entire game. Insano stuff. He got obviously hooked and pulled by Nate Emmett, and clear as day. But it is what it is. I think he played it. Trent was, I mean, like, Pierce isn't that thick of a guy. He was battling so hard to get rebounds. Tennessee has some crazy bodies in there. I guess before we keep going, what were your thoughts on the rebounding issues today, Mike? Still won, but what are your thoughts on it?
Almost as expected, to be honest. I think going into it, there was just such a, well, I guess we've been pretty good at rebounding overall, but
Big rebounding
I think,
games against Florida and Kentucky, who are also big bodies. So like Mizzou
yeah,
can do it.
they can do it, yeah. But there were just stretches out there where I think they had two consecutive sets of like 3 offensive rebounds, I think, and then a couple with 2. I think only half the time they capitalized on it, but still.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Tennessee did not make us pay as much as they should have, how much they got
no,
it. But I think it
no.
also speaks to how the guys who are getting offensive rebounds can't shoot the ball worth a damn. So like they're not putting the ball back up; they're just kicking the
Yeah.
ball back up.
I mean, I'd still take getting the offensive rebounds at the end
Mhm.
of the day, but
Here's the thing: am I crazy for saying this? Yes, Missouri had a bad rebounding day. There are also some insane bounces. Just some like
yeah.
the ball would be
I mean,
hit,
that's
it would
probably
go
the
right to a Tennessee player. Like there was just seemed to be
yeah.
when it comes to the luck of it, part of it. I think Tennessee came out on top on that.
I
Which
think like you kind of spoke to at the beginning of the year, like yeah, I don't know if luck is the right word, but it's just the way the ball bounces. Like
mhm.
sometimes it gets hit up 3 or 4 times, and
Because it wasn't
then
like they weren't trying; they were like in there. I thought Burns had a how many rebounds did Burns have? Burns had 7 rebounds.
damn,
Great rebounding day from Burns. I'm gonna get a whole section on Burns here in a second. But for my chat, Panteri, is there anyone in the country better than Tio inside 3 feet at the guard position? Probably not. The way he's playing right now, Tio's playing like a 38-year-old at the rec who's running with younger guys, and his go-to move is just to get the ball go inside, and he has like 5 different interior moves. But yeah, these are also missed. Tio also missed a ton of shots. Tio was 12 of 17. I think it's pretty good. What's the percentage on that? I'll take that any day. Like, come on. He had 2 assists. Honestly, he should have had more because guys missed shots. You know how many wide open 3-pointers were missed that should have gave Tio assists? I'm not mad about that. Anyway, Phillips. Talk about a guy who represents this team, Phillips. When he's on and he's good, big impact. When he is obviously off, woof.
woof.
Just like how against Vanderbilt, T.O. started rough and Gates pulled him instantly and then put him back in later after he marinated. Phillips had like 3 bad plays in a row and Gates insta pulled him, and it was such the right call.
Those were the
It was
first
such
2
the right
plays of
call.
the game. He wasn't paying attention.
Mm-hmm. He just like was. It's like he didn't realize the game started. Trent
Yeah,
Burns
I
went
mean,
in.
just start Burns.
Mm,
Like that's my thing. Like just
I'm
start
actually at the
Burns.
point where if they started Trent Burns, I wouldn't mind. I felt better with Trent Burns in the game. Here's what I think of Phillips. Phillips at the end of the game came in. Once Tennessee started really putting Trent Burns in a lot of pick and rolls, Burns did start to struggle there. He needs
Oh,
a lot more reps on that.
he got
Phillips
put
did,
through the blender.
yeah. Phillips is a lot better on the pick and roll. Like he's good on that. But I think Trent Burns has the potential to be good at that. He just needs to learn how to. Those are such valuable reps for him. Like he gets to sit down and really go, okay, in the future, what I need to do differently. And you could already see like his confidence. I was texting, I said, it feels like Trent Burns is making a mini leap every game. Like every game, it just feels like he's doing a step better. It's a crazy how fast he's improving. And it speaks so much to the coaching. It speaks so much to Gates getting him minutes early in the season when he looked awful. And I mean, he's getting steals. He's knocking balls out of guys' hands. He's using his height. He deflected passes, and people are scared to dribble. He had like a legitimate impact in the paint. Um, and now he just needs to start grabbing rebounds, and it's great. It's great. Like Burns is such an impact. Burns played 18 minutes. He honestly could have played more. Phillips played 21. I actually would have liked it if Burns played 21 instead of Phillips. But yeah, it's wild. And Phillips, his inconsistency is just it's the biggest part of them.
If we were consistently doing like some sort of high-low action to Phillips, then I want Phillips in there the whole time. But we're not giving him the ball down low to bang it also.
Dude getting straight up blocked. Trent Burns doesn't get blocked. Dude, the little Trent Burns where he got the ball dribbled and then the up and under, even though he's like next to the rim. So unnecessary, but he hit
I
it.
wouldn't.
It was swag.
I would not be surprised if Burns started next game.
Really? What are the odds you think Trent? I don't see him starting Trent Burns.
I don't know. I'm not a bookmaker.
That'd be crazy. Like 50% he starts Trent Burns.
I
But
guess
like,
I don't just like thinking about like who. I guess I would give or I don't know. There's Burns still hasn't had enough reps to like qualify and or enough possessions to even like try to evenly rank with Phillips, but my guts
imagine
tell me
if
they're about the same on defense. I would say
mhm.
Burns is more versatile than Phillips on offense. If your whole MO isn't just like, all right, you're gonna stay at the block, we're gonna dribble drive, get the bigs jumping, and then dink it down low to you. Like if we're not doing that, I don't know why Phillips is always out there.
Mhm.
And he sometimes look both of the caveat is both of them look lost sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I'm like watching the four high low or the four pick and rolls that they just absolutely churned Burns through. And then that right out of the timeout with like 12 minutes to go, they drew up that set play that had like four guys wide open and just an easy layup. Um, there's moments like that. I don't know. 35% chance he starts. There, you got it out of me.
I yeah, I can see it. I also think that it's just great that we have a backup like him who can actually come in and play. They used to put Northweather in at the 16-minute
Ooh,
mark. Luke
Jesus.
Northweather used to enter the
Oh,
game at the 16-minute mark
God.
every
Hope
game.
to God he's not flying with the team still.
And we used to try to be like, I guess this could work.
I think we wanted to so bad because we just haven't had like
We
two
hit
or
some
three.
threes.
We just haven't had like a set of twin towers or like true big boys,
Mhm.
and like we all wanted it so bad,
The
and then
best was
the
when
wheels just fell off.
the shooting was so bad that we're like, you have to play Northweather with Mark just to have a shooter. Remember back then? We were
And then he
honestly
went through
like,
that like
you gotta start Northweather for a shooter. We were at because when Stone was hurt, we're like, you gotta have more shooting.
and then he went through that spurt of just not even looking at the rim. He would just get the ball and be like, all right,
Anytime the
we're
opponent was a net rating above like 100, he was like, I can't shoot this ball anymore, dog. I don't got it in me.
just get it out of my hands. He wanted nothing to do with it.
Dude, the starting
But
lineup this year at the beginning of the season was Ant, Sebastian Mack, Porter, Mitchell, and Phillips.
it, like just the I think I think friend of the show, Sunvold said like yes, he didn't have Pierce this half of the season. So it is like being like in analytics and stuff like that. It is actually kind of hard to like at what do you chop this, is this a tale of two kitties? Do you chop it in half? Like
A Tale of Two Kitties.
where do
Hmm.
you
I haven't read that one.
I think it's the second or third installment right after Chaucer's The Knight's Tale.
The expanded
But
universe.
um, yeah, because like if you look at the beginning, yeah, the beginning of the year, it's like, well, again, we were playing just cupcake schools,
Mm,
schools that probably won't even be around when our kids are going to college. Um, so it's really hard to like the metrics, were way up, and then we just took a nosedive, just a lead balloon, and then all of a sudden, we're back. But then it's all credit to Pierce. So like, chop the season in half. Northweather, give him the boot. He's not flying anymore. Porter, get him off the fucking plane. Save fuel. That could be used for NIL money. That's the way I look at it. Um, just travel with 8 guys.
yeah,
Like,
Penn has a point. Penn Terry in the point has a chat. If you started the team that started against Howard against this team now and had them play, this team right now would just wipe them. Just once again, I would say credit to coaching. Like Gates staff have formed this into a legitimate tournament team that looks
yeah,
like it has chops. And it's primarily from
yeah,
guys who have risen during the year. T.O.
yeah,
has risen. Phillips, as much as he's up and down, has improved. Stone has improved, though I want to talk about his game today as well. Trent Burns is like guys who have risen. So that, in my opinion, it's coaching. Speaking of bad games, though, Jane Stone. I'm not ready to say that he has like fallen. I just think that he had a hot streak and now he needs to even out.
yeah.
That's it.
But if he's just not scoring, he's literally the better version of Cruz.
Mm.
Like, they're both the same on defense. They're not going to cost you a ton of points, but they're not going to stop you from getting points. And I think I said we got to get him off the court, and you said something to the effects
Somebody's gonna
like,
play
"Well,
because at one point you
someone's
said
got."
get Ant off the court, you said get Stone off the court, and you said get Cruz off the court. I'm like, who are we playing, Mike? Who are we putting out there?
I mean, just you're getting to the point where you will be playing, just especially come tournament time when it really, really, really matters. There's going to only be 5 or 6 guys playing from our no, it's like jokes, like seriously, from
Mm.
our roster construction. Like, we don't have the bench to play 8 or 9 people. We do, but we don't want to.
It's like how last year in Drake after the game, Ben McCollum goes, "Death is overrated." He's like, "I'd rather have 7 guys who are good than 12 guys who
Yeah,
I think can play."
I mean, that's like,
Direct shot at
yeah,
Mizzou because all Gates would talk about that year was their death. But
yeah, and it's like the Josh Scherzer effect from SLU. It's like, we're just going to play the 5 best guys. I don't care who it is. It's,
mm.
like, that's. I mean, it is what it is. But
Did SLU lose today? I saw they're down big to
they
Dayton.
did. They've had like back-to-back games where they're getting just rim rocked, and then yeah, I still like them. Yeah, I think they're yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what I think of them.
No, we don't need to turn this into Slewcast, but
Yeah, they're an
um
Elite Eight team. That's all I gotta say. Uh,
yeah, Taylor Emmons, I like that point. That's a really good point. That this team was really teetering on the issue from a couple years ago when Sean East and Nick Honors usage was up because we had guys at the early part of the season who were using the ball too much.
yeah,
Mac, Cruz, like guys who they can't either they shouldn't have a role right now or the role is too big. And now that the roles have been adjusted, everything makes a lot more sense and it works a lot better.
Corey
Um,
Tate.
but
Uh, yeah,
but
it'll
look,
be
I
interesting.
no go. What were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. I got a tangent about something. Let me cook it up.
No, I was just gonna say that I I just think that last person I want to bring was Ant. I think that Ant, if Ant can play like this the rest of the season, maybe clean up. But he had a few very questionable passes. Sometimes he decides it needs to be Ant time, but like his defense was on point. He, as I said in previous times, it's great that even though he's playing so bad, he is not like affecting the team. He's still playing hard, and just more games like this from him. Like at the end of the game, he was playing with To instead of Stone, and it was the right call because Ant was having much more of an effect on the game than Stone, and we need that because Stone's gonna have a bad like everyone on this team basically can have at some point a bad game. You just need like 2 or 3 guys who are scoring. At one point, it was like I think it was like when Mizzou had about like 50 points, 45 of them were T.O. and Mark Mitchell. And if it
I
works, it
mean,
works that game.
that's
And
yeah,
against Texas A&M, everyone scored 15. So it's just like this team finds a way to win.
yeah, yeah. I don't. The only like thing that kind of gives me the willies is these ebb and flow games. And I
Mm.
get basketball's a game of runs, like preaching the choir, but I don't just because we haven't had like a Gates has never made like a tournament run. None of these guys have made a tournament run. Like
Mm.
I would get apprehensive like coming out flat the first 8 minutes of a tournament game. And you need consistency. Like you can I think it's the volatility that we play with, you can win to a certain extent. And then I think at some point you have to be somewhat
Look,
consistent. And maybe that's just the identity of this team is we're inconsistent, but we're good.
I need the guys who were here last year to step up in that first tournament game to set the tone. So Ant, T.O., Trent, Pierce, and Mark Mitchell. They got to come in that first tournament game and be dogs because they're the ones who were here last year. They're the ones who got to set the tone. I'm not going to say anything about that game until we get there because there's a lot could change. Mizzou could win the last 3 games of the season and their seeding's completely different. So, like, we'll see where it goes. That was my last question. How we feeling about Miss State at 12 p.m. on a Saturday? How's that cooking for you
This Saturday,
this Saturday? The in 2020 in February 28th in year of our Lord 2026.
that's just a great time. Like
Let me read you off all Mississippi State's recent games. Ready for this? They're playing Alabama tomorrow. Miss State has lost to South Carolina by 9, beat Auburn by 6, beat Ole Miss by 12, lost to Tennessee by 9, lost to Arkansas by 20, and then lost to Missouri by 5. Ole Miss can win that. I mean, Miss State can win that game for sure. Uh, if you're reading the chat, don't worry about Taylor Edmonds. He is naturally pessimistic. Okay, because he just put in the chat, this ends with Belmont or McNeese running us off the floor. Taylor, I get it. Taylor's defensive maneuver is to believe Mizzou will always do bad because believing hurts too much. I, on the other hand, is someone who
well,
loves to believe because um the pain of failure means you're living, means that you're alive.
yeah. And who would have thunk that of all the and I have no ill will against our friend Taylor Edmonds, but
Good,
we
good guy
have
out there.
probably have some philosophical and world differences, but we when we really came together, it's the deep, knowing kind of the crystal ball of the downside of Mizzou and also hating big corporate cannabis. I think we came together on that like 4 years ago.
Oh
That
man.
was nice.
All
Well,
right, Mike.
Tedman's good for you. It's not going to be Belmont or McNeese. It'll probably be Utah State or BYU.
We beat Utah State before BYU. I thought BYU was having a better season than that.
Kind of falling off. 11-6 would be BYU, Wisconsin, Utah State,
Oh my
and
God, they are losing by almost 20 points to UCF right now. What?
they have fallen off a little bit.
Are they NC State? Do they have like 2 really good players and the rest of their team is trash?
Yeah, I can't get a read on NC. I think I don't
Because
know what
last
number
year
I got
NC
them at.
State had 2 first-round lottery picks, and the rest of their team was trash.
I was very very high on NC State preseason.
Okay, wait, okay. Here's BYU's last. BYU beat Iowa State by 10, number 4 Iowa State. Lost to Arizona by 7. Beat Colorado. Beat Baylor. Lost to Houston. Lost to Oklahoma State. Lost to Kansas. Yeah, crazy. Yeah.
I mean, they got a tough schedule,
Mm.
but yeah, it'll be a very interesting. And again, I don't know if I'd be more apprehensive for the play-in game than the. Or I don't know. I don't want to play St. John's.
I ain't scared of anybody. I ain't scared. This team, they're nails, dude. They're nails.
Yeah, I mean, if we and this is like we're playing at like I would say we have 2 or 3 guys that are playing at a you know I don't want to say 100%, but yeah, to WG Winfrey's point, like imagine if Cruz has one of those games where he hits 3 or 4 threes and then Ant knocks in another 8 or 10 points, like, and you got 5 guys that all score more than 10 points. Um, very, yeah, I wouldn't want to play us to play both sides of that coin because you never know what you're going to get. That's like the first 7 minutes of that game. Rick Barnes and Tennessee are probably like, all right, we're up 10, and then next thing you know, we go on a 10-0 run. Like you just never know.
I agree. I think it's a good way of putting it, where it's like, if you were a different team and they got put against Mizzou, I think they'd be like, that's a big ass team. And they have guys who could really catch fire. And their point guard is a freaking bully.
Yeah. I mean, there are some really solid. Like if you just looked at our team, like what we do, like what we're capable of, and you kind of toss out maybe like the free throws and these rebounding quirks
Mm-hmm.
and some of the inconsistency. Like it's like yeah, that Mizzou is a solid, well-rounded team, but it's like when it's bad, it's like well, how bad can it be?
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's good, it's like okay, we can clearly beat Florida, we can clearly beat Kentucky. So it's like these.
Vanderbilt.
It's just such a weird, like I don't know. It's just such like a hard read. Like it
That's why we
sounds
love
so,
college basketball, man. That's why we love college basketball.
but I feel like it just like Mizzou like even more though. Like I don't know, maybe just because like I'm very hyper focused on this year with like what we're doing, but
Mm. Walt Walt Winfrey in the chat. Cruz and Ant get hot in the tournament, make it to the Sweet 16. I don't think it would be Cruz getting hot. I think if it's anything, it's Pierce. It's Pierce just like zooming. But honestly, it's just consistency.
I think
10 points from
someone
Pierce. 10 like so it's like in any game, T.O. needs to score over 10. Mark needs to have his game. Phillips or Burns needs to play well. One of them. The other one can just spot minutes, but one of them has to play well enough. And then one of Stone, Pierce, or Ant needs to have a game. Is what it feels like. Because I feel like most tournament games don't really go. They're not like high scoring affairs. It's both teams stressed as hell, just like grinding their first game out. But yeah, I agree. Like the defense looked good that game. And that's not saying Tennessee's not like an offensive powerhouse, but I think it was also smart that like most of the guys on Tennessee can't shoot. They're not a good 3-point shooting team. So most of the time the Tigers were like, go for it. I love that they played super soft on most of the bigs. It's like, go, you can have the ball at the top of the key. I don't care. Like just have Boswell and Gillespie guarded and
yeah,
Emmett too.
there's almost like a taste of their own medicine because that's what they do to Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
They'll let him catch at the top. So yeah, I mean, yeah, this is a great game. It's a good day when I bet on Mizzou and they win. So, 'cause that never fucking happens.
All right. Well, I think that's all we got. Everyone keep Curtis in your thoughts. Nothing bad happened to him. He's just, I think you could always have Curtis in your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot. There's a lot going on in this world, and thoughts and prayers, and monetary donations, and your time, talent, and treasure donated, all that stuff. But
Don't
like,
you love when you make a joke? It's like, God, that was a good joke. Just like
that,
this.
yeah, that one got me. I'll be laughing at that when I'm sitting in bed. Um, yeah, just if you know him,
Think of him.
yeah, just shoot him a text. I mean, Florida's a big state.
You
He
never know
could
what's going
be
on.
he could be in the Gulf. He could be in the Atlantic. They got
He,
lakes fucking everywhere. The
he could
Everglades is
he
huge.
could be part of a Medicaid fraud scheme. Like you never know. Not in Florida.
Um, yeah, he could all. Yeah, he could also be Mickey at Disneyland. We don't know.
He could be
Like,
watching a NASCAR game. Mike, I hope you realize you're the one who controls when we turn the stream off. So it's
oh
it's
well.
it's on you.
Oh man. Well, um, can I get 5 minutes of the floor to talk about RESPA and Veterans United?
No,
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 I'm not
I'm
gonna stay
kidding.
here for that.
Just Google it. They
Just
just Google it. Their hand got caught in the honey pot. Um,
don't get fucked.
just think of Curtis.
All right.
Um,
Bye everyone.
yeah.
MIZ. Thanks for watching.